Greetings, sisters and brothers. This is Milton Alimadi, publisher of Black Star News. Please visit blackstarnews.com. Also, adjunct professor of African history at John Jay College here in New York City. I just want to say a few words. First of all, condolences to the family of Winnie Mandela in South Africa. Today, we lost a great Pan-African warrior, a warrior for justice, not only for South Africa, but she was a symbol of strength and determination for freedom fighters all over the world. Winnie Mandela, who has now joined the ancestors, carried the torch of struggle and liberation when Nelson Mandela, her husband, was tried and convicted on trumped-up charges merely for resisting the tyranny of apartheid, and jailed in 1963 and served 27 years incarceration, separating him from his family, from Winnie Mandela, and from his children. Winnie Mandela bore the brunt of tyranny of apartheid, South Africa, as the wife of Nelson Mandela, the icon of resistance to South Africa's oppressive system of racism, segregation, and exploitation. She did well. She was a tireless fighter. Many of us grew up seeing her, image of her, resisting police and armed security officers who attempted to assault her several times in public during the numerous arrests that she endured. She was a banned person in South Africa. She was incarcerated herself for 17 months at one point. She was isolated from other South Africans. She was always followed and harassed in South Africa. She endured all this with strength and determination for all those years. Of course, it took a toll. It left some scars on her. Many people said Winnie was a very angry person. That is utter nonsense. How do you confront the evil monstrosity which was apartheid South Africa? Do you confront it with a smile? How is that possible? Winnie contributed tremendously to the liberation of South Africa. So we all salute her as a great hero and a great symbol to the youth of Africa as well. As you know, in South Africa right now, she is a great inspiration to the young South Africans who have been demanding that the land reform, land justice, finally be implemented in South Africa. Apartheid is supposed to have ended with the election of Nelson Mandela as president in 1994. And yet, the small minority population, the white South Africans, still control more than 75% of the arable land in South Africa. That is completely unconscionable. That is one challenge that South Africa faces and needs to be dealt with. The second challenge is the new rich black elite, the multimillionaires and perhaps even billionaires that have emerged after the demise of formal apartheid. Steve Biko warned about this. Anybody can Google Steve Biko and go to the videos, or go to YouTube and put Steve Biko speeches. And you will listen that Steve Biko warned that South Africa would have accomplished nothing if it merely replaces the white elite with a black elite. And that seems to be the case today. Winnie Mandela was a constant reminder to the African National Congress that this is not what the struggle against apartheid was for, not to create a fabulously wealthy black elite, but to implement socio-economic and political justice, to make sure that South Africans have a decent job, have decent education, have decent health care, have decent places to live. That's what the essence of Nelson Mandela and Winnie Mandela's lives were. In order to give her the proper remembrance that she deserves, South Africans must continue the struggle for land justice and economic justice in South Africa. And may all the youth of Africa be inspired by Winnie Mandela's fearless struggle against injustice in South Africa and in Africa. Please be inspired by her life and continue the struggle in whichever African country that you reside in today. The challenge we face in many African countries today is tyranny. We must remove tyranny. South Africans remove the tyranny of apartheid, and in the rest of Africa, we need to remove the tyranny of dictatorship and one man or one person rule. That is the best way to honor the legacy of both Nelson Mandela and Winnie Mandela, who has now joined him and other ancestors. Be strong, sisters and brothers. I salute you. May the Creator protect you.